Hey everyone, good morning. It is an early Saturday morning for me. It's around 7 a.m. or so. I decided to record this video while my house is quiet, which is a rare occurrence. Anyway, I wanted to share my journey or how I found out that I did have cancer. So one of the reasons why I want to share is because it took me a long time to make an appointment. And of course, when you get diagnosed in hindsight, you're like, oh man, if I had made this appointment, earlier, maybe things would be different, yada, yada, yada. I don't think in my case there would have been any significant difference. This has been brewing for a while. And finally, due to the significant pain is what brought me in, which is common for multiple myeloma. So anyway, I had started working out. I have my Peloton, I have different other, exercise equipment, walking, just doing cardio, those type of things. And I noticed that I was starting to have a lot of difficulty riding the bike. I would get a lot of pain, swelling. So, I'm going down on resistance. I'm trying to make adjustments, but I'm still having, problems. So I'm still working out, but I've had to adjust how I work out. And so when it became too intense, the pain, I finally made an appointment with ortho because now, even at work, at the end of my shift, I'm limping and just having excruciating pain. So I made an appointment for ortho, but I got sick the night before, 102, almost 103 fever. So I canceled because I'm like, they're not going to see me with this fever. I'm coughing, all this kind of stuff. So that was beginning of September. So I rescheduled and they could see me at the end of September. So I'm still out here living my best life. Went to go see Beyonce, jumping up on stuff, doing whatever. And I go see the ortho. Believe that was either had to be September 27th. No, maybe 28th. I know it was a Thursday, the last Thursday of September. So I know this ortho, he works in my hospital. He takes call. He's done hip surgery on my mom. So, we're chit-chatting just about life, how things going. He's not really taking call anymore. He's a little bit older. He's like, yeah, I paid my dues. And talking about, his kids, my kids, all those things. So I get some x-rays of my knee and shin, because actually the strange part is having such significant shin pain too. And at first the medical assistant was like, well, he doesn't really, deal with the lower bones. And I'm like, yeah, but I think it's all related. So anyway, I don't think she knew I was a doctor either. And so I ended up getting the knee and shin tibia fibula area. So, he comes back in and he's still kind of chit-chatting. I don't know if he was trying to kind of make me more comfortable. So when he had to break the news, but then, all of a sudden he's like, well, I'm really concerned about your x-rays. And I'm still thinking okay, maybe it's really the arthritis has gotten really bad. Maybe I need a knee replacement, whatever the case. Cancer never entered my mind. So he's like, there's a lesion on your distal femur. I'm still lesion? Okay. And he's like, it looks really concerning for cancer. And I'm like, cancer? He was like, yeah. So he said, let's go look at the lesion. Because I think he was like, she needs to see this so she can understand. So look at the lesion. I'm like, yeah, it looks like a lytic lesion. Does not look good. And so after that, everything is like, wonk, wonk, wonk. So he's talking about how I need to get in with ortho-oncology. Do I want to stay within our hospital system? Or he's like, I have a connect at MD Anderson. So his connect is the chief of ortho oncology at MD Anderson. And I'm like, well, I'll go with your connect. Number one is MD Anderson. And obviously, if you, know her well enough and you respect her, so I, go with your opinion. So he calls her that day. It takes a little bit, but by Friday evening, I have an appointment to see her on Monday. Now, this is not even her normal clinic day. So I appreciate the fact that she came and saw me on Monday. I'm sure she's very busy as a chief. And so anyway, I'm kind of hoping, wishing, and I'll do another video that talks about the stages of cancer acceptance, right? Because one for me and one for my husband, because he was just like, the fact that, that it could be something else that's mimicking cancer, that he kind of held on to that. Like, this is not going to be cancer. I was, on the other hand, was on the way extreme. Like, this is horrible. When I was at the appointment with the general ortho, he had mentioned like primary versus metastasis, and that metastasis just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God. And I started thinking about like other areas that I've been having pain that I did not really address. And I'm like, what if I have lung cancer? I've been having this rib pain for months. And anyway, so we go to see her. She did not, basically she's like, yes, this is very concerning for cancer. And she kind of goes through the same thing. Is this a primary lesion like a sarcoma? Is this metastasis? Is this multiple myeloma? She's like, low chance it could be an infection. She's like, but to me, it looks more like this is cancer. And I break down crying. And, I'm saying like, my youngest kids are my 7-year-old twins. I want to see them grow up, all this kind of stuff. And, her and her PA were very understanding and supportive. She's like, my goal is to get you to see your kids graduate from college, get married, have grandkids, those type of things. She's like, cancer is not always the death sentence like it was before. She's like, even with metastasis. So I'm like, okay. So from there, the whirlwind of testing began. I mean, it's a whirlwind, like 3 weeks of every test possible, so much blood work, CAT scans, biopsies, everything. And she calls me, once all that stuff is back, and she's basically like, I think this is multiple myeloma. You need to get on the multiple myeloma service. She's like, I will still be consulting to deal with your pain and issues with this femur, because the first day I saw her, which was October 2nd, she put me on crutches. She's like, any little step, the cancer had eroded the bone so much that she's like, just standing up or one little step and this looks like it can fracture. So I was on crutches. I was sad that she was not going to be my primary, but sorry, one of my kids woke up. But I know that I need to be with a specialist for what I have. But she was wonderful throughout. First of all, she's female orthopedic, who is the chief, which is very impressive. And she is my sorority sister, and she also a twin mom. So I felt like it was, kismet, God that directed me to her. And so anyway, I meet with the multiple myeloma doctor. He is very like laid back, but in a good way. And he's just like, hey, nobody wants to get cancer, but if you have to get one, multiple myeloma is probably one of the better ones to get. And I'm like, okay. So we started from there. Still had to do some more testing. Had to do bone marrow biopsy and all those things. And that's how it started. So we're in the middle of my induction therapy. Halfway through, labs are looking pretty good. So I'm very optimistic. And next will be a big dose of chemo, and I'm gonna do a video on that. And then also the main thing we're prepping for is stem cell transplant. So continue to follow my journey, guys. But I wanted to share, kind of how everything got started, because it did take me a good 3 months or so. I don't know. I probably had the pain longer, but the intense pain, it still took me a good couple of months to make that appointment. So make the appointment, guys. Don't wait. Like I said, I don't think it drastically changed my plan or, how things were going to be done. But in some cases, it can make a big difference. So, all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day.